So the drink I'm making for you today is called the Creative Sour, and it's a spin on a classic whiskey cocktail called a whiskey sour, predominantly made with American bourbon or rye. This one's going to be made with a lovely scotch from Speyside called Macallan 10-year-old. And the creative part takes the DNA essentially of the classic sour of spirit, of lemon, of sugar, bitters, and optional but recommended egg whites, and adds a couple of little other ingredients into the mix. But you can be as creative with this as you want. Based on a specific spirit, you can add different flavour modifiers, different juices, etc., etc. It just really does depend on what sort of flavour you want to get out of the finished cocktail. So I'm going to start with Macallan, a 10-year-old Speyside single malt. Delicious sort of honey, sort of heather flavours, which you can really expect from any Speyside single malt. We're going to citrus or sour that down with a touch of fresh lemon juice. The fresher the better. This was juiced merely minutes ago. A cocktail is very much a sum of parts. It can only be as strong as the weakest part. So if you use the best or the freshest ingredients, your cocktail's always going to taste pretty much special. A little touch of sugar syrup, 2-to-1. Just give it a lovely sort of sweet edge. We're going to also add a sweet and sour edge from delicious orange marmalade. Paddington Bear's favourite. So 2 spoons. We get a quick stir through, just to break down some of the solids in the marmalade. Otherwise, when you come to shaking the cocktail, the solids won't break down. So you give them as much help as you can to break down in the first place before you shake it up. And we'll also add a little touch of orange juice for a lovely sort of vibrant colour. Going to pick out some of those citrusy aromas within the scotch itself. Scotch is a very quite misunderstood and quite sort of cliched category, but there's lots of flavours to find. There's sort of 500 flavour compounds to be found in the wide variety of all sort of single malt Scotch whiskies you can find on the market today. And then the controversial ingredient, the white of a lovely organic egg. What a white of an egg does is adds a lovely viscosity, a lovely creamy sort of viscousness to a cocktail. Imagine when you're making a meringue and you whisk egg whites and sugar, that lovely sort of peatness you get from the whisking or the aeration of the egg whites, which is what we're going to do when we shake the cocktail, or what you're looking for. Visually attractive and feels fantastic as you drink it. So I'm going to separate that. Reserve the yolk for another occasion. And then a little bartender tip is to shake the cocktail up without the ice, so you extract as much emulsification from the egg white as humanly possible before you shake, and that's when you chill, and that's when you dilute. So you're shaking that without ice, and it's a lovely sort of creaminess without the dilution from the ice. And then we're going to do a second shake with lots of ice before we finish the cocktail. Slam that down to create a lovely seal. Fun part. You strain that off into a chilled coupe. Keep your coupes in the fridge, have a little tip. That way you don't have to waste the ice. Chill them down, and then it's double strain through a hawthorn and a tea strainer. So depending on what whiskey you use, you could use a blackberry jam or a strawberry jam or a raspberry jam. Any of the wide variety of juices that are currently available on the market. Just strain all that goodness through. What you're going to do is keep all the shards of ice and shards of marmalade, so the drink is deliciously smooth. And that lovely viscosity, that lovely head, essentially is the egg white working its wonder. So that is my simple, quite Christmassy twist on the whiskey sour, the Creative Sour. Enjoy.